In late 2013, Disney released the CGI animated musical Frozen, based on Hans Christian Andersen's fairy tale The Snow Queen. It took an awful long time for me to finally get to see the movie, and much longer, awfully long time to make a video about it, but now that I've finally taken the time to do it, I'm going to discuss Frozen, the soundtrack. So, why the soundtrack exactly? Why not the actual movie? Well, here's the thing. Usually when I see a movie that I really like, I either think, man, I so need to get the movie on DVD, or I would like to get the soundtrack on CD sometime. But with this movie, I thought, man, I so need to get the soundtrack on CD as soon as possible. Let's talk about me, of course, the most interesting subject here. See, me and Disney. Well, we have been on an on-again, off-again relationship, I guess we could say. I mean, I haven't always been that interested in their movies. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, and Lion King came, so during that period I was quite a big Disney nut. That was also a period that sort of sank for a little bit until Pixar. I mean, I love the Toy Story movies. The Incredibles, a personal favorite of mine. Frozen then. What was it about me that made me so ecstatic? I guess one thing could be, of course, the theme of, someone who could be a villain, but necessarily isn't. I think this got a lot of inspiration from Wicked. And also we've seen a lot of that in animated movies like Shrek, a typical fairy tale monster who's the hero of his own story, whether he likes it or not. We also have Megamind, who's getting fed up with being a villain once his nemesis has disappeared. Wreck-It Ralph also. John C. Reilly as a Donkey Kong ripoff who doesn't want to be a bad guy anymore. In the original H.C. Andersen story, the Snow Queen is the villain. Here, not so much. Instead, we have more someone who is on the verge of becoming a villain eventually. But, well, I think it's easier if we take it from the start here, with the songs. Born of cold and winter air and mountain rain combining, this icy force, both foul and fair, has a frozen heart worth mining. See there, icy force, foul and fair. Like, not necessarily evil, not necessarily good. And a frozen heart worth mining. What could that mean? To cut through the heart, cold and clear, strike for love, then strike for fear. See the beauty sharp and sheer, split the ice apart, and break the frozen heart. Now what does that mean? Kill the witch ding dong? All of that hoopla? Or is it somebody else's heart who's been frozen? Do you wanna build a snowman? We can make it our best friend. Let's name him Bob, or we can name him Bill. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Never see you anymore. Come out the door, it's like you're gone away. Do you want to build a snowman? Ride a bike around the halls. I think company, so I do. I started talking to the pictures on the walls. Hang in there, Joan. And that's where her quirkiness starts to come out. Like her loneliness makes her, lose a bit of her social aptitude. And then that horrible sad thing with their parents dying on a cruise. Elsa, please, I know you're in there. come out with your hands above your head. Now people are asking where you've been. They say have courage and I'm trying to. I'm right out here for you. Just let me in. We only have each other, just you and me. What are we gonna do? You want to feel so bad. Not quite as happy as she used to be until the window is open, so that's door. I didn't know they did that anymore. You knew we owned 8,000 salad plates. She's really freaking happy about, all of these things opening up, as opposed to the door being shut in front of her face. And 8,000 salad plates, that means 8,000 people coming over, so yeah, of course she's psyched about that. Elsa isn't quite as excited. Her coronation is coming and she's got the ice power that she has to hide, conceal, don't feel, all that bullschnitzel. Don't let him in, don't let him see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal, don't feel, put on a show. Make one wrong move and everyone will know. No pressure at all, huh? What happens? Well, Anna bumps into this complete stranger, Hans, and they get into this very Beatles-ish song together. I've been searching my whole life to find my own place. And maybe it's the party talking or the chocolate fondue. Love is an open door. Love is an open door. In Anna's case, it means an open door for her to get out, see the world. Well, for Hans, who has a lot of siblings, and is he the youngest of them? I think it was. He thinks of it more as an open door to move in somewhere, but let's not get too carried away with that. We get the whole thing with, the ice powers being revealed and Elsa running away into this, semi-voluntary exile. I call it just semi-voluntary because the other semi was this angry mob. Of course, we are getting to Let It Go, which is, needless to say, an amazing song. I think much of the movie's success is due to the music and this song in particular, Let It Go. Partly because of the music itself, starting very, melancholic and sad, The snow glows white in the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like she's the queen. The wind is howling like a swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in, heaven knows I tried. She tried. And then it's kind of building itself up and being a lot more happy and having a strength in, the character and the singer, Idina Menzel. Don't let him in, don't let him see. Be the good girl you always have to be. Conceal and feel, don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Oh my god, I love how it builds up into this really powerful, anthem to, being your own person and accepting yourself for the way you are and not hiding it away. I mean, she has been locking herself up. And in a way she is locking herself up again in this ice castle. A palace for her, but a place that other people could be very scared of. In musicals, when the villain is singing, it's not always like he's addressing that he is the bad guy, like, I am the villain, I'm going to hurt all the good guys. Elsa thinks of this as her being liberated and, throwing away her burdens. But is that such a good thing, really? Well, and then we get reindeers are better than people, where they are making fun of the trope that Disney movies have talking animals and a particular hero hanging out with them. Reindeers are better than people. Sven, of course. Sven, don't you think that's true? White people would beat you and curse you and cheat you. Every one of them is bad except you. And they come across this talking snowman, Olaf. He's the kind of character that's almost getting on your nerves. The type of person that makes you go, oh, please shut the hell up. But not really, though. It just slightly gets close to the line of pissing you off without actually doing so. But here's the thing, he's a symbol for innocence. Namely, Elsa's innocence. Almost like she subconsciously wants to get out of this Snow Queen business. And so does Anna. You don't have to protect me, I'm not afraid. Please don't shut me out again. Please don't slam the door. You don't have to keep your distance anymore. Anna thinks she's getting closer to Elsa. Elsa feels the same way, but she's feeling very threatened by it, so just stay away and you'll be safe from me. Actually, we're not. What do you mean we're not? I get the feeling you don't know. What do I don't know? And Elsa's in deep, 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 deep snow. What? Yeah. So her let it go moment was not so great after all, it turns out. I mean, here she could, simply not give a crap about what happens to the people in Arendelle, since that mob chased her away, and so she could easily feel they were having it coming. After that we get the song Fixer Upper. Kristoff, the ice-cutting guy with the reindeer, was apparently raised by them, and he's asking them for help. Same trolls that Elsa's parents went to. Is it the clumpy way he walks, or the grumpy way he talks, or the pear-shaped, square-shaped weirdness of his feet? And though we know he just well, he always ends up sort of smelly. But you'll never meet a fella who's as sensitive and sweet. So he's a bit of a fixer-upper, so he's got a few flaws, like his peculiar reindeer, his thing with the reindeer that's a little outside of nature's laws. So they are sort of Kristoff's family, who want to help out but are a little overwhelming. Sort of like how Elsa's parents were sort of overwhelming, and Anna, in her own way, was a little overwhelming with confronting Elsa in an ice castle. Well, that's when, after the fixer-upper and talking about how people have flaws and also their good sides, but they can be fixed. Well, I think that's something that comes to fruition later on in the movie. By the end, where the songs run out, I mean, they have taken a lot of songs and put them relatively close together, as opposed to a lot of other musicals where the songs are spread out a little more evenly. Still a good movie, and a good musical for that matter, but it almost feels a little cold and naked. I think Let It Go is an exceptional song. I mean, I guess that was sort of by accident. I don't think anybody was really prepared for how awesome the song was gonna be and how many people were gonna get blown away with it. I mean, people who work with music always strive for making something good, but they really hit the gold with this. The rest of the album is just score, for better or worse. And here's the thing, they have the songs first and then the score, just the instrumental music without any lyrics. And there's the so-called Lion King music in the beginning, which has nothing to do with the Lion King. What they are singing is a form of singing known in Scandinavia as yoik. So, you know, Lion King starts with singing inspired by African music, and since Frozen is inspired by a Scandinavian fairy tale, we get Scandinavian singing. So don't talk about Lion King music in this old you. It's not just a rip-off of something else, it actually has cultural influences. There are some great tracks in the score itself, great suspense-filled music here and there, like Sorcery, Wolves, Marshmallow Attack. But, you know, when it comes after all of this singing, it's very easy to get sort of zone out, at least for me, and lose track of what's going on. Lose track. Or they could have done this. They could have all of the tracks in the order they are being played in the movie, whether they are score or songs. But there's the problem, of course, with this big gap without songs at the last part of the movie. So that might not be such a swell thing. As much as I love Frozen and the soundtrack, it really works against it in a way that the songs suddenly run out like that. It's an interesting story and I like the characters. I mean, I was really impressed with Kristen Bell as Anna, because I was a complete moron who didn't know she was a great singer, even though I knew very well that she had been in Reefer Madness. And they are sort of putting a new angle on the I met you today and now we're getting married thing that, I mean, with Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, we sort of understand in a way why they fall in love with a guy and want to marry them for after 5 minutes. It's because they've been shut in, you know, isolated in their own way. Anna has, but in this movie they present it as a problem, and I think that's really great. And of course I think it's so freaking clever with the love is an open door, that they mean an open door for Anna to get out of the castle and an open door for Hans to sort of be this manipulative dipstick. Oh, and speaking of foreshadowing, Frozen Heart with the ice cutters singing about the frozen heart that needs to be broken, and how it sort of plays out by the end of the movie. Also another reason why I decided to talk about the soundtrack rather than the movie. The end is kinda anticlimactic, and it's sort of the kind of twist that a lot of people could figure out from the beginning, and the movie itself has a lot more flaws. Even though I enjoy it, I didn't enjoy the movie in its entirety as much as the music. So the people at Disney still did a swell job. I also loved the animation. You did terrifically with the facial expressions on the characters. I can't help thinking how gorgeous Anna is, even though she is animated and yeah, that kind of makes me feel kind of uncomfortable, but I think it's a good time to stop talking now, don't you?